Hey everybody, hello, welcome back to Browntable, and this is the 6th Return to Zootopia update. And yeah, there's another update, and I know Return to Zootopia is already coming out, just don't think about it too hard. This isn't really an update, more of a little talk with you guys on RTZ and me. So far, during my winter break, which was only like 2 weeks, I was able to finish 20 minutes of Return to Zootopia. Very close to finishing this bad boy. It's at a point where it can officially be called a movie at 80 minutes, and we have reached the third portion of the film, so the movie will probably end off at around 120 minutes. 120 minutes of hard, free, passionate fan work. And remember, I said fan. Fan as in this is not official. Fan as in I am not an experienced writer. In fact, I'm still learning about film as a whole. I've never written an entire script. RTZ was my first. I've never directed anything. I've never animated on Premiere, ever. I've never created music that was this intricate. This movie is basically my first time ever. It was never meant to be a movie at first. It was just an idea, which I am producing for you guys now, and it goes to show that my 17-year-old self was way in over his head. Present day, would I create something that I would not get money from? No. But I think this has helped me grow as a writer, director, etc. And it's been a really fun ride, and it's been cray. It's been cray. So yes, Return to Zootopia, first called Zootopia 2, is almost done. I actually changed the title because if Disney ever made a Zootopia 2, they'd probably call it Zootopia 2. And if they didn't, Return to Zootopia sounds really cool anyways. Kind of a stereotypical name, but still kind of fresh, so I kept it. Also, I don't know if what I've just said, I've said before in a previous update video. I haven't watched those in a while. Also, rewrites. I do remember in a past video I said I wanted to do some rewrites, and the truth is I needed more rewrites. And as I was creating the story for Return to Zootopia for myself, I kind of had this idea of a finale which was really cool, and the plot was very similar to what I stated in the Zootopia sequel possibilities video, a video which really pushed this project forward, getting more than 100,000 views. So yes, the original plot has children and abandonment and adoption, and it's gone. It's gone. I had a climactic final battle at an orphanage, and guess what? It's gone too. Since the start of RTZ, I kind of always stated that I don't read fanfictions, because I don't. I really don't. I have better things to do. But in the middle of making it, I did decide to read some fanfictions from writers online. There's way too much porn. Stop it. Either way, a lot of stories were either in a different setting, and some worked, and some didn't. But others, most of them, had the characters act in completely different ways, and it didn't feel like natural progression, and it felt like the characters had changed for the sake of the story, which just doesn't work. And also, impossible things happen, or things which make absolutely zero sense. And even in comics that focus solely on the relationship, there's never much build-up or tension or anything. In some select fanfictions, these characters are horn dogs, and they will hug anything that moves. So to me, that's the biggest distinction between a fan project and a fan fiction. I feel one is treated with more care than the other, and one has characters evolve naturally, and the other has things happen which make no sense. Now let me tell you about RTZ. In RTZ, we have Nick and Judy. They flirt in the car, and Judy basically invites Nick to her apartment. Nick says no, and usually most would expect Nick to be a fast-talking con artist who knows everything there is to know about everything. Most likely this includes women. And I actually expected more people to be like, he's not 20, he's 30, he should get women. But Nick, to me, doesn't feel like he'd really care. And in my mind, Nick is a working man, or fox, and he sees things in that sense that, okay, I have to work to get money. And in Zootopia, he is poor looking, wears the same clothes, right? And he doesn't have a way to move around, and he uses his friend's van. In the original concept of Zootopia, Nick lived in a cabinet shelf, something I incorporated here. And actually is a small part of the story. And I also wanted to expand on how Judy has had an effect on Nick, and Nick has had an effect on Judy. And Judy's a bit more daring and sarcastic, while Nick is a bit more level-headed and honorable. And I just kind of wanted them to act in similar ways, as if you're, when you're friends with someone long enough, you start to rub off on each other. And I also wanted to do this visually. So in a scene, Nick is wearing Judy's colors, and Judy's wearing Nick's colors. Going back to the rewrites of RTZ, I wanted to take what I learned about film and modify the ending a bit more. I've rewritten for intensity and a more logical ending and better character motivation, as well as a bit more impact. And last but not least, something kinda big happens, and it makes sense within the context of the story, but to accept it, you have to understand that maybe the world isn't perfect, and our world is not perfect, and I wanted to reflect that. And in the rewrites, things happen, which make you question, would a character actually do this? And I don't know how to say more without spoiling, but it's basically, This character is not what you always expected, and that's all I can say. Hopefully, people understand this creative decision, and yeah, the movie ended previously with a good old cherry on top ending, but in the fan film, it's different. That's all I can say. I'm just waiting for my voice actors to get me the finished lines for these rewrites, and that is all. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you really liked it, please subscribe. And if you actually really liked it, you can support my Patreon. Also, please, if you really liked this individual video, please like it, share it, and of course, comment on it. So thanks for coming to the table, and I'll see you all next time.